This video sponsored by Eduquest.
The struggle to find courses that truly speak your language, it's finally over. Welcome to Eduquest, where learning is made just for you. At Eduquest, we bring you a wide range of online courses, from career building programs to skill boosting masterclasses, all in your regional language. Because we believe language should never be a barrier to success. Our courses are tailor made after understanding what today's learners really need. So why wait? Start learning the smarter, simpler way only with Eduquest. Visit eduquest.courses and explore your next course today. And hey, don't miss out on our exciting offers and promotions.
What if training AI models with more data didn't make them smarter, but made them worse? That's the warning coming from a group of researchers at top institutions, including Carnegie Mellon, Stanford, Harvard, and Princeton. They've identified a flaw that could fundamentally disrupt how large language models are built. A flaw that doesn't just affect small labs, but may already be baked into the world's most powerful AI systems, from open-source tools to proprietary giants like GPT-4 and Gemini. This isn't about hallucinations or bias. This is something deeper, an internal breakdown in the model's ability to adapt, hidden beneath the surface of its training data. The research calls it catastrophic overtraining, and it challenges one of the core assumptions in AI that more training always equals better performance. Let's break down what they found and why it might reshape everything from enterprise AI to general-purpose assistance. The discovery that shook the AI world in March 2025, a paper titled Overtrained Language Models Are Harder to Fine-Tune, was published on arXiv, an open-access platform for scientific research. The lead author, Jacob Mitchell Springer, along with co-authors from multiple major research institutions, introduced the term catastrophic overtraining to describe a pattern observed in large language model development. The assumption in most LLM projects is simple. Keep feeding the model more data for longer periods, and it'll keep getting better. But the study's findings directly contradict this. According to the researchers, after a certain point in the pre-training process, models become significantly more difficult to fine-tune. And worse, those models tend to lose performance during downstream tasks like instruction tuning, even when trained on high-quality curated data. The result is not just a plateau in capability, it's a measurable degradation. And this isn't theoretical. The team demonstrated the issue in a real-world model, the OLMO experiment that proved it. To test their theory, the researchers focused on OLMO-1B, a 1 billion parameter open-source model developed by the Allen Institute for AI2. This model was well-suited for controlled experimentation, large enough to reflect realistic conditions, but still manageable enough to train multiple versions from scratch. They created two separate versions of OLMO-1B1, trained on 2.3 trillion tokens, and another on 3 trillion tokens. That's roughly a 30% increase in training data, which would typically be expected to produce a more capable and adaptable model. But that's not what happened. After instruction tuning, an essential process where a model is refined to better follow human prompts, the version trained on 3 trillion tokens actually underperformed compared to its smaller counterpart. In several standard language model benchmarks, the larger model showed up to a 3% drop in performance. More importantly, this wasn't an isolated result. The performance decline was consistent across various evaluation tasks and continued through further stages of fine-tuning. The researchers identified an inflection point around 2.5 trillion tokens. Beyond that threshold, additional pre-training not only stopped providing benefits, it actively harmed the model's adaptability. These findings reveal a crucial trade-off. While more pre-training might slightly improve the raw capabilities of a base model, it can simultaneously make that model more difficult, and sometimes even counterproductive, to fine-tune for specific downstream applications. Why overtraining breaks models? So what's actually happening under the hood? The researchers identified a phenomenon they call progressive sensitivity. This means that as pre-training continues past a certain point, the model's internal parameters, essentially the numerical values that define its understanding of language, become increasingly fragile. The longer a model is trained on massive token sets, the more tightly its parameters get locked into the specific statistical patterns of that data.